Dabo. Goal! The champions of 2009's Coppa Italia, Lazio!
The big champagne! He claimed it in the end. A beautiful gold cup. Good cup. It is theirs. And now, Ledesma and Rocky lifting the trophy towards the heavens. The celebration. The champion of the 2009 Italia, Lazio.
Nel cielo bianco-azzurro brilla una stella che in tutto il firmamento è sempre la più bella, ed ogni volta che rintocca il campanone ho voglia di cantare questa canzone, Lazio.
Who would have thought that 6 months prior to today, our beloved Lazio would be on the top of the soccer world, on the world stage in China, albeit for the Italian Super Cup. But to us Bianco-Celeste fans, it's still a big deal. As always, Michael the Show Di Mascio here with you. It's been a great summer. Buon ritornato. I missed you guys. Hopefully you missed me as much as I missed you. And welcome to the North Curve, Episode 1, 2009-2010 season edition. I wish I could have been with you more throughout the summer, but, you know, I'm married to my mistress here, which is radio and television. As always, 96.9 FM, Radio Humber. You can check us out. I don't even have time to shave anymore. I love it here so much. I sleep here. It's great. Fantastic. But you know what I love more? Lazio. And that's why this Saturday it's very important that we get as much audio, video, written stuff, blogs out after you. I feel like Bob Barker with this stupid mic over here, but it's all good because we have a lot to break down, a lot to get to, and there's no way we could do it all in one episode. So stay with us, listen to us Friday on the radio, check back northcurve.com, our new home. You can email me as always, dimascio@live.ca. But as always, Forza Lazio. It's going to be a great, fantastic season. I can feel it. We've re-signed some key players. We went out into the transfer market, picked up some important people, and it promises to be a fantastic season.
This is Humber Sports Drive. Humber Sports Drive.
This is how the motherfucking show rolls. Welcome to the most in-your-face, cutting-edge, knowledge of sports show known to man, or at least I think so. It's the Humber Sports Drive for August the 14th. Glad you stopped by on 96.9 Radio Humber or online at radio.humber.ca by selecting our Listen Live option. I am, for possibly the last time, Michael the Show Di Mascio, and couldn't be more hyped about today's show. Last Friday, we oversaw how things are going to be playing out in the EPL with the season starting tomorrow. Now it's more of the same today as we take our journey to Italy, who now seem to contend on calling themselves the weakest soccer league of the big three, England and Spain respectively. Of course, Serie A opens its doors for another season starting the weekend of August 22nd and 23rd. We had our inaugural curtain raiser last weekend in Beijing, China, with the Italian League winners. Inter Milan fell to Lazio in a bit of a shocking defeat at the hands of the first team, or best team of Rome, as I like to think so. So Radio Humber's own Rob Grant, who's out at Fantasy Fair today, I'm going to stick it to you one more time, who basically didn't say Lazio had a prayer at all, and at the end of the day, we ended up lifting the cup. Speaking of odds today, we immerse ourselves into everything the Serie A has to offer you, the fans, this year. And who better to break it all down for us but a man who's been covering Serie A since the early 90s, joining me from TLN, Tele-Latino Studios in Toronto, and proving that when it comes to soccer, even rivals can get along. He is Mr. Alf de Blasis. Alf, welcome to the Humber Sports Drive.
Oh, Michael, thanks for that very moving introduction.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's no secret you're a Roma fan. I'm a Lazio fan. But, you know, when it comes down to soccer, we can get along with the best of them.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. We have have our favored teams, but certainly when it comes to the game as a whole, we can easily have a good discussion, and it's great to talk Italian soccer again after a couple of months off.
There's nothing more finer than that, and the season's starting. That whirlwind of transfers are coming to a close, and now it's time to actually prove it on the field. So I'm pretty excited. I mean, there's been some important transfers on and off the field, but before we dabble into that, I mean, I alluded to the odds earlier, and looking at the bookmakers who label Inter clear to 5-4 favorites, it looks as if they're going to repeat for a fifth consecutive season and as champions. And I have to ask, who's going to stop the Nerazzurri this season?
Well, it's really a toss-up. I mean, I think obviously Inter is the clear favorite. There's no question about that. Even though they may have lost the league's top scorer in Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I think they've certainly replaced him with a capable forward in Samuel Eto'o, and they've strengthened the rest of their lineup with a number of key additions. Milito, obviously Thiago Motta, Lucio just recently to shore up their defense. So I mean, I think if anything, they're that much stronger than they were last season because they have a little more balance in the team. Who's going to challenge them? Well, I think AC Milan obviously has been weakened by the loss of Kaká, and maybe Juventus has maybe taken a few steps ahead, with some of the key acquisitions that they made over the off season, not least of which is Diego, who's obviously a very exciting player coming over from Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga, where he had great seasons. And he's going to be a key addition to that side, in addition to the players that are staying on from last year. Amauri, I think, was an important addition for them last year and played a key role, and he's going to be definitely one of their main strikers up front. Also, Del Piero's experience is there, and Cannavaro comes back to shore up what was a bit of a weak defense last season, and maybe their Achilles heel. So I think they're going to be that much stronger. So I look at Juventus maybe jumping in front of AC Milan to challenge Inter for the Scudetto this year.
Yeah, they continued their busy offseason, as you alluded to, bringing in Cannavaro amid some displeasure from the hardcore fans, the Diego move. There was a flurry of transfers. Palermo beat off some stiff competition to sign the wonder kid in Javier Pastore from Banfield. Genoa got some important players in Milito, getting rid of them to Inter and Thiago Motta, respectively. But they also replaced them with some clinical striking with Sergio Flocari, who at one point was even leading Serie A for goals, and Hernan Crespo, Hussein Kharja. Like, it's early to tell now, but in your opinion, are there which transfer stands out to you as the most important?
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, all of the ones that you mentioned were very, very important, but I like what Napoli has done. They made some very, very important signings, not the least of which was at goalkeeper, where they addressed a bit of a problem area last year, and they brought back Morgan De Sanctis, who was a very, very experienced goalkeeper who played many seasons at Udinese and obviously went off to Turkey and has now come back into Serie A. He'll provide a lot of experience back there for them, which would stabilize their defense. And I like the fact that they brought in a striker like Quagliarella, Italian international who's had some success at the international level, and obviously a great goal scorer both with Samp and Udinese in the last number of seasons. And he's a hometown kid, so he's going to be really motivated to play at Napoli. And maybe the one that flew under the radar is Luca Cigarini, who I really like, a very creative, skilled playmaker, and he should fit right into that midfield that already includes Marek Hamsik, a very talented player. So I really like what Napoli's done, and I think that they can surge ahead and really begin to challenge for that fourth Champions League spot. There's a real slew of teams that can challenge Fiorentina for that fourth spot. I mean, I certainly like, you mentioned Palermo. I like what they did. Definitely Genoa. Maybe even Roma. I mean, they haven't really made a significant move, and in fact, they've lost a key player in Alberto Aquilani, but he didn't really figure in the team last year because of injury. And they're actually a pretty solid team. I saw them play in the Europa League
against
qualifiers.
Yes,
and man, they look pretty good. I mean, granted, the opposition